Hey, boys and girls, this is Dr. Big Guy. We're glad you joined us. I was just blowing up a beautiful yellow balloon. We know we're going to have an exciting time each Sabbath here on South Atlantic's virtual network. Join us every Sabbath morning at 9:45, and then on the third Sabbath each month for Children's Church. And we know that God will bless you. Bye-bye for now, and let me finish blowing up this balloon.
Hello, boys and girls. This is Aunt Fernita, and I have a wonderful story for you called Friend to All. The memory verse is from Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32. It says, "Be kind to one another." The message is we serve God when we are kind. The Bible doesn't give us details about Jesus' childhood, but based on what we do know about Jesus, let's imagine how he may have been as a child. Most families where Jesus lived had at least one animal. Can you guess what that animal was? A donkey. Donkeys are very strong animals. They are good at carrying things. When Jesus' family went somewhere, Jesus probably helped Joseph pack a bag with food and clothes for their donkey to carry on its back. Jesus probably cared for his family's donkey. He made sure that the donkey had food and water. When the work was done for the day, Jesus would lead the donkey to a resting place. If Jesus saw some children teasing an animal, he asked them to stop. If the animal looked hungry, he gave it some food. He always touched the animals gently. Horses came to the fence when he passed by. Cats liked to brush by his legs. Dogs wanted to lick his hand. Even wild animals liked Jesus. A wild animal is one that lives outdoors and doesn't have an owner. Squirrels probably started chattering when they saw Jesus, as if to say, "Hello, Jesus." Rabbits may have sat up on their haunches and wiggled their ears when he walked by. If Jesus saw a baby bird that had fallen out of its nest, he probably put it back. And the mama bird may have sung an even prettier song, as if to say, "Thank you, Jesus." Jesus liked to watch insects too. He liked to watch caterpillars, ants, and ladybugs. He let them crawl on his hand, and he never stepped on them. Jesus liked looking at all the beautiful things God had made. He studied the stars and moon at night. He watched the flowers grow and the trees bud. He sometimes brought pretty flowers to his mother. Jesus loved people most of all. He didn't like to see anyone get hurt. If a person hurt another, he found a way to make the hurting person feel better. He shared his food with people who were hungry. If someone was thirsty, he gave them a cup of water. Jesus played with children that no one else liked. He visited people who had no families. People liked to be around him. He sang songs as he did his work. It made his neighbors feel good to hear him. Jesus never destroyed flowers or grass. He was gentle to the earth. Jesus was kind to every person and every other living thing. Everyone was happier when Jesus was around. Hello everyone, it's Aunt Fernita. Today's story is called Seeing is Believing. The memory verse is from John chapter 9, verse 25. It says, "One thing I do know, I was blind, but now I see." The message is, I will tell others what Jesus has done for me. Have you ever awakened in a room that was so dark you couldn't see a thing, not even your own hands? How would you manage if everything around you was that dark all the time? That's what it's like to be blind. A blind man sat beside the road and begged. He had been born blind. There was nothing else he could do to support himself. Sometimes he wondered why he was born blind. He thought it was his parents' fault. People back then believed that sickness, blindness, and other problems came to people who sinned. He heard a crowd of people coming closer. "Please give! Please give!" the blind beggar cried. "Help the poor blind among you." He heard a man ask, "Who sinned, this man or his parents? Why was he born blind?" The blind man strained his ears. He wanted to hear the answer. Neither this man nor his parents sinned, but this happened to bring praise to God. Then the blind man felt some mud being put on his eyes. In a kind voice, Jesus said, "Go and wash your eyes in the pool of Siloam." The blind man obeyed. Someone led him to the pool. He washed off the mud. The sun was shining. He could see people. Colors painted the whole world. When people asked him how he was able to see, he told them what Jesus had done. Jesus had healed the blind man on the Sabbath. Some people were not happy about that. The leaders said that Jesus broke the Sabbath. Others said Jesus was bad, so he could not have made a blind person see. They tried to show that the blind man's healing wasn't real. But the man who was born blind said to them, "One thing I do know, I was blind, but now I can see." If Jesus is not from God, he could not open the eyes of a man born blind. The leaders became very angry with the healed man. They believed that he was born blind because he was a sinner. And they did not want this healed man telling people what Jesus had done for him. So they put the man born blind out of their church. Jesus heard about this, and he looked for the man. When he found him, he said, "Would you like to believe in the Son of Man?" "Who is he, sir?" the man asked. Jesus said, "You have now seen him. In fact, he is the one speaking with you." The man said, "Lord, I believe." Then he fell on his knees and worshipped Jesus. Jesus told him, "I came to this world to make the blind see, and to show some who think they see how blind they are." The man born blind shared with others what Jesus had done for him. He even told those who didn't love Jesus. Have you shared with someone what Jesus has done for you?